Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Hello.
hey,
Hello. Hey, good to see everyone. Remy's off today, so just the four of us. Um, let's go ahead and get started. For social discussion this week, since we're not able to travel anywhere, I thought it would be fun to talk about anywhere in the world that, if you could pick anywhere to live, where would it be? I'll start. I was torn between two places. One is pretty boring. So we have one of the places that I'm familiar with and we have friends at that I like to go is Jacksonville, Florida. So like that's my boring place. It's just familiar. It's decently sized. There's a nice beach. We have friends there. I like that would be a great place to live. But like a more, I'll say like a funner answer is Heidelberg, Germany. So that's where my family, like my ancestors are from. I was fortunate enough to be able to visit there when I was in like high school, which is like um, when I was like 17 years old. And it just seemed like a nice community, decently sized, lots of things to do. Um, and it'd just be nice to kind of connect with like distant relatives and things like that, as well as just like the culture of and like history of all the things across Europe is always so interesting to me. Just how old and like full of history everything is. Mark, what about you?
Yeah. I used to live in the French Alps, and I often wonder whether, now that I work remotely, whether I could go back there. Um, I've got a photo actually I can send, but I can't share my screen for some reason. So for the purpose of the recording, if anyone could share and maybe display that. The Yeah, it was just really great to live there. It had a lot of just complete access to the slopes whenever you wanted. But in the summer, there was also a lot of hiking and mountain biking when the when the snow melted. But yeah, it was just really great. It was quite isolated up there, but the culture is really good, and it was just really fun being able to ski most every day. What about you, Albert?
I guess a few places, like maybe, I think first would be Japan. I like the food there. The transport is really good and very accessible. Yeah, I think it's a really a great place, I think, that to live in. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. Like, I haven't been to other much. I mean, I've been to a lot of other places, but not that really gives me the same impression as Japan. Yeah, Genshin.
Uh, I feel like I I like things from Japan, like for example, anime, games, and food, things like that. But I I think I wouldn't like the living culture there. So I'm not sure if I would really want to live there. Though when I was very young, I did want to live there because a lot of things which are very difficult to purchase and can be very easy to be bought on in Japan if I'm within Japan. But that's not a very big deal actually. And I had once lived in Mountain View for 50 days, and I really like the weather there. The sky is large and it's not raining often, and the sunlight and things and the air. But but I think I would be extremely bored if I really live there. So I guess if considering the familiarity where I'm living right now might be the most familiar places, and yeah, maybe that would be, maybe that's very, very boring, but that's easier choice, I guess.
But sometimes that familiarity is the like that thing that just gives you like happiness and joy. So don't discount that. Awesome. Thanks for sharing, everyone. I thought that would be a you know, slightly different take on this. Better than Aladdin from last week. So awesome. Okay, so on to announcements. One thing to note, and I believe I mentioned the team on this, I updated the department KPIs to add a cost per pipeline performance indicator, so not a key performance indicator, just a regular one, and remove the FOSS review app success rate and FOSS pipeline success rate. I should review app deployment success rate, I should say, and FOSS master pipeline success rate. With the MR that I linked to here, Remy also updated this to move the PI to our like the quality teams dashboard instead of the infra dashboard, so it kind of fits more consistently with our other Sisense charts that are displayed. If you have any questions on that, let me know. You can feel free to just comment on the MR that I've linked or open an issue. The next item is related to Zoom. A few of you have been asking about Zoom and security. I pulled together a few resources. I left one out, which I'm going to add in. But the one thing, so in the security channel, there's been a few notices shared about Zoom and our policy on it. One of the things that's encouraged is to update existing recurring meetings with a new Zoom link that has a password in it, so you'll see updates from me. The other thing that's highly encouraged is to patch. So if you haven't updated Zoom, please do. There are a number of different security fixes, and like one of the things I can do, I'm not sure if maybe this was preventing Mark from sharing earlier, is like control who can share a little bit differently within the meeting. So that's great. I linked to a few different, like a Slack conversation about it that actually links to another Slack conversation about this, and then an issue where they were doing some changes, and I'll add a link to the handbook, tips and tricks for using Zoom securely. Cool. Anything else that anyone wants to just vocalize or bring up that I can add as you discuss? Okay. Over to the agenda. I'm actually not sure what this is at now. So last night, the KPI for master pipeline success rate dipped to 79%. I think a lot of this is really due to my inability, like my own shortcomings of like being quick to act on failures. Specifically, there's a few flaky failing tests that I added in our OKR issue that were root causes of this. So one of the corrective actions I'm trying to take is be more observant and quicker to act for flaky tests, and ask for help when I'm not able to resolve anything based on, I'll say, my working conditions with my family. Please feel free to take the same actions so that we can kind of bring that master pipeline success rate back up to where it was. We've had like a few bad weekends where like pipelines every day on Saturday or every day on Sunday have all failed, which has really weighted this down. We need to do what we can to boost it back up. Any questions or discussion on that item? Okay. The next item that I had for discussion was just related to Q2 OKR planning. So I linked to the overall issue that Tanya created earlier, like I think a week and a half ago, for the QEMs to really work through it. There was also discussion in the staff meeting last week that I linked to. One of the things I want to note is efficiency is going to be a much bigger department level OKR than it was last quarter. So we're going to have clear like cost savings, I'll say, related key results that our team is going to be responsible to help achieve. I still want to try to have a team OKR, but then looking back in Q1, there was overlap with the department OKRs and our team OKR. And I want to avoid that, as well as not overload the team when it comes to OKRs, especially because our OKRs are ambitious. So the OKR that I'm considering right now is related to improving discoverability of unlabeled issues. I think this will have a number of benefits. It'll reduce, eventually, it should reduce the load of the like unlabeled, untriaged issue package for the department. So we'll be more efficient in that manner. We'll also be able to provide more benefit to the product by highlighting issues that are kind of going unnoticed right now, and richer engagement with our community. So a lot of these issues may be community requested and haven't gotten any attention in months, maybe longer than months in some cases. Going through and being able to classify those and have them feed in will give them the right visibility to help improve the product and give the community members a positive experience. So the objective I was looking at right now is just, well, everything's listed here: increasing discoverability of untriaged product backlog in the GitLab project to reduce manual classification effort. I have 2 KRs listed there. Reducing untriaged backlog from 13,693 issues to 5,000, and adding 4 new types of 4 new inference policies related to, wow, let's just clear that up. 4 new inference policies for type group or stage labels. So this could be inferring from the presence of other labels. Ideally, this would work towards some sort of deep learning classifier that Mark and I think collectively the team has discussed in pockets, but Mark and I have been talking a little bit more lately. So that was a lot of words leading into a discussion.
I have a question on this. So I'm not too clear what do you mean by not wanting to overlap the team OKR and a department OKR.
Yeah, so maybe Q1 OKRs would be a good example here. Let me open up our like engineering productivity OKR and just share my. I'm going to share my screen here because I think that'll be the best way to talk through this. So we have this key result in increasing efficiency and productivity. Like this is our Q1 OKR for our team. There's this key result, and so this is what I'm calling our team OKR for Q1. Okay. There's a department OKR that has the exact, like pretty much the exact same key result, as well as I'll say other items that we're responsible for, so that the engineering productivity team is responsible for. And I want to make sure they're mutually exclusive. There's going to be an efficiency Q2 OKR at the department level that's around cost savings and pipeline efficiency that that's why our team OKR is not related to that. This overlap. Go ahead.
I'm not sure why it should be exclusive, because I thought that they should be related, because the OKR that our team is working on should be contributing to the department OKR.
Yeah, so that's a great question. In general, there's that alignment concept of OKRs, and that would help, or that's where that would come into play. For this quarter, what seems to be happening more is the department level OKRs are really getting doled out to the different quality teams. And then the team OKRs are something additional, I'll say. So something that's an additional area of focus. We could go down that path of just having alignment of our team OKRs to our department OKR. but I think what you would see is they would just be the same. So there would be no point in creating a team OKR at that point. There's going to be one efficiency OKR that I think is going to be owned by engineering productivity team, is what it seems like. So.
So there will still be an overlap, right? Like it can't be completely exclusive from each other. Because if it is completely exclusive from each other, then our team is not contributing to the department's OKR objectives for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me just kind of level set with the other QEMs to see how they're doing this then before we go down that path.
Yeah.
Because my understanding is that they're just that where our ownership stops is just at that department level for this quarter. So let me just kind of step back and we'll revisit this next week, okay? To make sure that I'm clear before we continue. Because you're right. Like the power of like one of the superpowers of OKRs is alignment. So our team OKR should be in alignment with our department OKRs. I just think if 100% of the department OKR is the responsibility of our team, then there's no point in having a team OKR that's the same. We just own the department OKR. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's not going to be 100%, but I thought it should be an overlap or sort of contributes to maybe one or two of the OKR, but it should not be completely exclusive where we are. All our OKRs are not related to the department.
And I'm not saying 100% of the department of all of the department OKRs are owned by engineering productivity, but for this one OKR, all of it is going to be owned by the team, is what it's looking at. So let me see what discussion comes out of the staff meeting this week, and we'll kind of come back to this next week, okay? The one thing I just want to call attention to is we need to focus more on ensuring that our untriaged issues are getting more attention. And that was my intent with this OKR, is bringing attention to the magnitude of our untriaged issue backlog for the GitLab project and trying to align our efforts towards resolving that. But like you said, this may be kind of off and not necessarily aligned to our department OKRs.
I think that's important. If we can, if we want to do that, I think it's important, and I think we should look at how we can sort of bring this into the department's OKR so that it helps the department as well.
Okay. So I'll bring us back to the staff meeting. That's a good point. Thanks, Albert, for bringing that up. Okay. Cool. Any other discussion on that? Cool. Okay. Anything else anyone would like to bring up? Okay. Then we'll go ahead and give everybody time back. And I hope everyone has a good rest of your day. We'll catch up async, okay?
Thank you.
See ya.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.